Hello! So after going on hiatus due to school, I decided to paint on more food, because if you haven't seen my last video, I decided to paint on crackers. But in this video, we're going to be painting some pumpkins, which I feel like is more normalized than painting on crackers. But anyway, since the holiday season is around the corner, my cousins and I thought it'd be a good idea to use some leftover Halloween pumpkins and make them more Christmas related. Before the fun begins, I'm setting up my yellow, red, blue, white, black, and purple acrylic paints. And I'm also doing this voiceover because I'm honestly too awkward to talk to the camera in front of my family members, so I feel like this is easier. Plus, I feel like voiceovers are much easier to work with because I'd probably stutter otherwise, because, you know, I'm awkward, you feel? After setting up my paints, I also got a paper plate to hold the colors, and of course my mini pumpkin and a water cup. And I'm also laughing because I feel like this is what beauty girls do, and I am so far from that. I was also very, and I mean very, unprepared for what was to come next. Not only did I not have an exact idea of what I should have painted, but my paint was very dry and chunky. As you can see, I wasn't able to get much out, and to be honest, it's kind of a tragic story if you ask me. Nonetheless, since I'm a broke college student painting on a budget, I was determined to paint my pumpkins white anyways. Even though I didn't really know what I was doing. But since you're here and watching me fail, I might as well update you on what's happening. As of lately, I've been uploading on my second channel where I upload random videos pertaining to my life. But when I'm not uploading, I'm usually at school. And 99% of the time, you'll probably find me procrastinating on an assignment. Not only has school been taking up my time, but I've also been interning. Within the past 4 months, I've been shadowing a dermatologist, and it's honestly been one of the coolest experiences that I've ever had. My baby cousin, which you will see later within this video, was even one of his patients. But I mean, it is kinda crazy to see how small the world really is. It's also crazy to see how fast time flies as well. Like, these pumpkins are a month old, hence why I'm painting them. Once my pumpkin was completely covered with the giant lump of crusty white paint on top of it, my uncle mentioned how my pumpkin started to look like a giant garlic. Which you will eventually see get destroyed later within this video.
It doesn't say non-toxic!
Directly after painting my white pumpkin, I had to let my pumpkin dry, but it was probably perfect timing since we decided to put up our Christmas tree. Not only did we pull out the Christmas tree from the garage to decorate with sparkly ornaments and other fun trinkets, but we also decided to listen to jolly Christmas tunes. With high Christmas spirits after decorating the Christmas tree, I was inspired to paint one on my pumpkin as well. Unfortunately though, it did end up turning out to be a green mess, so I decided to put some Sharpie on it because my cousin also wanted to help me decorate the Christmas tree on the pumpkin as well. And of course, because I messed up, I decided to outline my mistakes. What did you say it looked like?
It looked like a butt.
I'm sad. Pick a color.
This is red.
You do it.
This is red. You know?
Do you want red or
white
white?
and it capped.
Oh, you know, you can drop one.
This is capped. Let's use the capped ones.
You're dropping all of them.
And then another dot. And then a bigger dot. And
No, it's not a dot anymore.
What dot?
He's decorating another Christmas tree.
How do I get rid of blue?
Wash in the water cup.
This?
Yeah.
How come this hasn't turned any color yet?
Because we haven't
It's
used
so
it yet.
blue. It's so blue.
I drink it. Ew. It's Powerade. Now what color are we doing now?
Yellow.
Black. Do black after. I like how your dots are just sliding. Wow, beautiful.
Put it on the top, so then it can be like a star.
Uh-oh. That's a star?
Yeah. It's not pointy, so I can't draw a star at all.
It's a challenge. Looks like a flower.
We go.
Why is the star bigger than the tree? Left for 2 seconds. It does not look like that. It's not even center.
It's fine, it's fine.
Okay, what'd you ask?
Is this washable?
No, it's not washable. Well, here's our final masterpiece. It definitely got messier than I thought it would.
Wait, Jenny, can you make brown with any of these?
If you mix all of them together, you can.
Just for some.
No!
Yeah,
So, since the Christmas tree was finished and fairly destroyed with the paint, my cousin decided that it would be most appropriate to add presents around the tree of the pumpkin. I found the intensity of his concentration to be highly amusing, and it actually turned out pretty good. I think his face said it all, though. What in the world?
I'm drawing a fireplace. It's blood. It's blood.
That's not a fireplace. What? It looks like a chicken or a pig.
It's blood.
Is that like the wall?
Yes.
That is a good-looking fireplace. Wait, you're putting it in the...
Yeah, so I can get green.
But
That's how you get green.
I don't know about that. That's too much blue. There goes my paint. There goes my paint. There goes my paint. I'm living on a college budget, sir? Excuse me? Update. He made green. Are you done painting your pumpkin? Wait, what'd you say it looked like?
Ball of powder. With stuff on it.
And here I present to you our finished masterpiece featuring our exquisitely painted Christmas tree, gifts, and warm fireplace. And because it's so world renowned, we'll be selling it on eBay if you're interested. But we aren't done painting pumpkins just yet. So since I still had a few more leftover mini pumpkins, I decided to paint them, but this time with my boyfriend. Oh, I'm accidentally recording. After a small snack break, and once we set up the supplies, we decided to have a small pumpkin painting contest. I decided to lay out black and yellow paint while my boyfriend decided to apply red and white paint onto his pumpkin. By the end of the pumpkin painting contest, we weren't exactly sure who won, so feel free to comment your opinions because we're kinda curious. While he was working hard on his pumpkin and trying to make it as perfect as possible, I had to get up multiple times to clean off the mess that I kept on making, especially since the paint got everywhere. I also wanted my yellow paint to be as opaque as possible, so I applied 2 layers of paint onto my pumpkin. In doing so, I did have to play the waiting game just to make sure that my paint was drying in time so I can apply another coat of paint. Any guesses on what we're painting though?
Okay, I'm done. I'm not messing with it anymore. I'm done.
What is it though?
Just kidding. I'm gonna mess with it a little bit more.
Okay.
This is probably gonna be the most cringe video.
Probably. They can't see your pumpkin.
Yes, it can. Wait.
Can you zoom in? No, you can't zoom in. Wow, it's a self-portrait. As you can see, I eventually decided that it was time to apply the black paint onto my pumpkin since the yellow paint was completely dried. And although I was waiting for a few minutes for my paint to dry, I probably should have painted the bottom of the pumpkin last, or if at all. And since I was waiting for so long, it also took me much longer to finish painting my pumpkin as my boyfriend was almost finished with his. But in the end, I think our pumpkins looked beautiful. I decided to paint a bumblebee on mine while my boyfriend decided to paint the cutest Santa Claus ever. It is currently the next day, and I still have the third pumpkin. I haven't forgotten about it, but I do want to paint it, so I think I'm going to record another time lapse, and we'll see what happens. I want to do like a Christmas theme, but I don't know what I want to do. I'll think about it. So here we go again, time to get the paints out. Although for this pumpkin I wanted to paint it green, but I didn't have green. So just like what my cousins did at the first part of this video, I mixed the perfect amount of blue and yellow together to get the right color. And of course I applied it as my base foundation for this pumpkin. And since I'm trying to incorporate a Christmas theme, I wanted to integrate my boyfriend's idea of a Christmas hat, as you may have seen on his Santa Claus pumpkin. Although I didn't record myself painting the black outlines of the Grinch's face, I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. And I guess that also concludes this video. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this whack video. And if you're interested, there's also bloopers at the end, so stay tuned. Are you proud of it?
No,
You're
I
not?
could have done better.
What? You can still fix it.
No, it's beyond saving. Okay, play music over the movie.
Look at this cute little baby.